Everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Time with Jesus and Truck Talk and the events and what's going on in the world and whatever else that goes on and what we decide to talk about today. Listen to me. Merry Christmas, first of all. This is the December 26th, 2025. What a fast year. I don't know if it's just me or is it anybody else, but there's a lot that the Lord has taught me this year, and I'm grateful. I honestly, as much as I went through, and not just me, but the people around me, the concern that you guys have given me with Darlene. A lot of people take her out of the equation sometimes, but honestly, people, without her presence, I really don't think I would have got through this. And not saying that I'm through it yet, but I'm trying. And every day is a struggle. I fight with why things have to happen the way they happen. And sometimes meaning why go through therapy when you're in so much pain? I get it to keep your body loosened and all that, but if you're coming out of there in worse pain and then you get treated like you're a kid sometimes, well, this is the cause of. No, the cause of it is I got 3 slip discs, I got 2 injured hips, right and left, I got torn something or another in my left knee, I got pain that shoots into my right calf that doesn't ever stop. I got pain that shoots up my spine and all the way up through my back, across my neck, around this way, and straight up in here and right in here, puts this pressure where I just feel like I just want to rip my eyeball out. And you're telling me that's because I'm not showing up for therapy? I do show up. I do as much as I can do. I'm the one that's got to sit there in pain, and without pain medication, ibuprofen just doesn't cut it. And I'm surprised by now my liver isn't damaged or anything else, because who would know? Because there's no doctor care. But that could be complaining, right? Right, it can be. So starting off, I've been telling the Lord in prayer, and I've been going, Lord, just help me daily. I not even daily. Help me the minute, and the minutes goes into the half-hour mark, and help me get through those seconds into the minutes into the half hour. And then let me come back to you in a half hour and just ask you again and keep asking you until I get to the point that you relieve whatever's going on in me. I'm not asking for healing, people. I'm just asking to be able to be right in how I was and be able to do the things I did years back. And that's all I want. It's not like I'm after a gazillion dollars here. But you truly see my family, my friends, and acquaintances, and anything that people that claimed or whatever they were, I truly see the whole sight of everything now. It took me a bit. It truly did. But God also says, do right to those, even if they do wrong to you. We are to even do good to when someone does evil against us. I struggle with that sometimes, but I still do it. This year was a great year. This holiday, I was in a very, when I'm saying I'm not taking Darlene out of the equation, because I don't want people to think that it's all about me, because it's not. It's about what God's doing, but I'm just speaking about myself. I have really the beginning of this month, since about November, towards Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, doing the early Black Friday shoppings and all that happy-go-lucky stuff, and the day after Thanksgiving shopping, which was a joke. It truly was. It was nothing like it used to be. And I don't know why people got to change stuff. It was fun. It's just something to make you look forward to something. And I get it. Everybody has an opportunity to still get something instead of waiting in those long lines, people pushing, shoving. I get it all, but even still, If you're not on there quick, you can lose the stuff even through the pre-sales. But I just went through this giving spirit, and it was, for once, I felt normal again. Just watching the excitement and joy on someone else. And let me touch on this real quick, and then I'm going to get into this message. Giving gifts and receiving gifts, you don't give to receive. Hopefully not. Years ago, I used to be like that. And I'm like, every year I go out and buy these people gifts, and I never get nothing. And even for my birthday, I would buy people stuff and never get nothing. And I think I was more hurt than anything else, but whatever. We are allowed to have feelings, people. I always pronounce it wrong. Anyways, it's these elasticates. I can't even pronounce it. Even when somebody tells me, I still can't pronounce it. But anyways, in the Bible, where it says there's a time to dance, time to mourn, time to laugh, time to cry, time to do. There's a list of things there. There is a time for everything in our lives. Time for everything. Just because someone passes away and you're cheerful and you're not mourning that person because they were a godly person, you're celebrating them, people come against that. I don't understand why in the world we are so judgmental. I do, because of the father of lies. The problem is with this is we want to teeter-totter back and forth. We want to keep one foot to the left and one foot to the right. We come against the Republicans. We come against the Democrats. We call them the far lefts. We call whatever they want to call the far rights. I don't really care. A person is a person. You category something, then you should be categorizing yourselves. You should be placing yourself in a category. Because where do you fit into that? Because who are we to say that anybody is right, who's wrong, who's doing this and who's doing that way, should be done this way? Yeah, I agree. There shouldn't be no property taxes. But by God, I'm sick of looking. Every time I get online, there's somebody wanting you to put your name on this or check this for... Be done with it then. I mean, how many times have we got to add our name to something and still nothing's done? It's been a year, people. We're going into year 2 here with Trump. He's changing a lot of stuff, and I get it. And I look at Ron DeSantis. If he was able to get rid of property taxes in Florida, and now he wants to do it for all 50 states, the other 49 states. Excuse me. Then why can't a simple president get this done? We could pay on these houses, we could pay them off, but they're truly never ours because we owe property. We'll owe on the property forever until you pass away. Same thing with your cell phones. They claim we have to buy them, but they claim they're still their property. Well, if they're still your property, I shouldn't have to pay for the phone. If that's the case, then we should have some kind of rental fee on them or something, a lease fee or something. Because if it's your property, because I'm really about tired every time they upgrade my phone, I get all these games added on there. They erase all my pictures and stuff, and I got to redo my screen saver and all that stuff. It gets exhausting. I shouldn't have to do it. I bought it. It's my phone. I don't sell you a product and then tell you it's my product and then come to your house and use it whenever I want because it's still my product. I don't sell you a car and you pay for the car, the title gets you in your name, and I come in with a spare key and jump in your car and drive your car. It's the same concept. It's the same concept. It's not yours no more. I purchased it. I went to your store, I bought the phone, I paid for it, it's mine. It's no longer your property. We purchase a property with a house. It's ours. what we give to God is God's. What we give to the government is the government. Give to the Father what is the Father's. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's. Okay. But then again, you get down the whole tax thing, and I'm not really going back into all that right now. But people, Satan is deceiving us so fast, so quickly. You know, in a blink of an eye, Jesus says that he shall come back. In a blink of an eye. If a thief was coming to break in your house, and if the master knew the thief was coming, the master would not be asleep, the master would be awake, waiting. Meaning you would be there waiting on somebody that's getting ready to come in your house and break into your house or do harm to somebody or your family or whatever. If we know what's going to happen, then we should be ready. We know that Christ is coming. We really can see Christ coming now more than we have ever seen it. I mean, you look at the signs of the Illuminati, you look at the signs of the Al-Qaeda, however you want to put, however it's pronounced. But you look at basically what comes out of that, the Taliban, what comes out of that, the ISIS. It's all the same thing. It's just a different name, different way to scare you. But they're cowards because there's no different than the Klan putting on the white bull crap, putting on their black stuff. No, the only difference is with the Black Panthers. At least they don't put on a stupid mask because. What are you going to do? You going to walk around and just kill people? Go ahead. Eventually, these cameras that are everywhere these days, the drones that you can't see, everything is caught. But even if you escape 40 years from now with murder, theft, or anything else, you pass away 40 years from now, you will be held accountable. I'm just going to repent at the end. Okay, well now, did I have time to repent when I was walking on the ice and didn't see, when I didn't see it and I hit that ice and fell, twisted myself, busted my head on the side of the trailer? Did I have time to repent? I didn't even have time to think of what happened. Next thing I know, I'm waking up on the ground with my feet in the opposite, in the direction I came. My feet should have went under the tandem to the trailer that I was picking up, not clear behind me. So therefore, it spun me all the way around. Did I have time to repent? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. So the thief on the cross moment that people hold in there is a lie from Satan. It's a lie from Satan, and if you believe it, then you're just as ignorant as the master that you serve. Because you're believing in the master. He's the deceiver, the robber, the killer, destroyer. He wants to eliminate you. He has no purpose for you unless you're bringing people to him. You look at the music industry, the Zac Brown band, what a disgrace. I'm telling you, even if I was still listening to that style of music, I would throw the crap away. I cannot believe the demonic sellout of your soul for money. Because your fame is, and your sales ain't so much up, but you want to live a high lifestyle. You could become the next big star of the world. You, instead of running out and buying a $4.5 million mansion with a pool and all this stuff and luxury cars and jewelry and the big chains, the NFL's full of it. They got to wear them big godly chains. I'm waiting for somebody just to grab a hold of them and they're going to tackle them and their hand gets stuck up in there and rip the damn thing off and it goes flying over everywhere. Whose fault is that then? The guy that tackled him doing his job, that's what he gets paid for? Or the idiot that's going out there, excuse me, Lord, I shouldn't call people idiots. The person that is going out there so they can show their bling bling and how much money they got and put the rings on, the watches and all this, but eventually everything rusts. Everything will get old, raggedy, like this shirt. It was one time a nice blue, I guess, dark blue. I got some new ones for Christmas. I was excited about that. I'll get back to it, people. Anybody that's been in these videos long enough, this is why I call it the roller coaster, because, my train of thought goes everywhere. And, it made me really think about appreciation. Someone that goes, because I'm not the easiest I'm not the easiest person to buy stuff for. I am, but I'm not. Because I'm very simple. I can scan the room of the models and stuff that she got me, the paint. I mean, for her to put that much thought into it, and not really knowing what, but she knows the style of cars I like. I mean, I love old school cars. I love cars from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, early 90s, and after anything about early 90s, I just think they all start looking like a cookie cutter to me, kind of like these cookie cutter homes that they slap up in these developments. We just lost the beauty of it. And where I'm going with this is, because it always leads somewhere, where I'm going with it, we lost the beauty of Christ. We lost the pathway of Christ. We lost that manger. See, God, I believe, in my own way of looking at the Bible and looking at times in prayer, I believe wholeheartedly that God sent Jesus. When he sent Jesus to the earth, he had to relearn life. He didn't have that one-on-one immediately with God. I believe God sent him here to learn as we would learn. Because as he went through life, look at how Jesus reacted to things. You know, he learned quickly, the same as we do. He prayed all the time. You know, we know on the night of his arrest, we know at least 3 hours. Because he came to the disciples 3 different times. I mean, so he had to be there for a while praying. You think of that, the beatings and all the stuff that he took along the pathway. You really think that God needed to pour his spirit into Jesus? Do you really think that Jesus needed to go get baptized in water? Do you really think that, you know, he couldn't stop them from whipping him? I mean, you think about this, people. You think about all that Jesus did. You think about the last 3.5 years of that man's life. He did more in the half part of his life than the half a year that he was here, 33 and a half. Then the half of that, getting ready to turn 34, it'd be like, my birthday's in March. Speaking of birthdays, I'm sorry. Somebody's birthday was the 18th, and the only reason why I remember this, Amber, your birthday's the same day as my dad's was, December 18th. Anyways, belated happy birthday to you. I do apologize. I did see it. I didn't get a chance to respond. Actually, when I went back to wish you a happy birthday, I don't remember seeing it anymore. Unless I was on the wrong video or whatever. But happy birthday to you. Hope it was a good birthday. Hope you had a good time doing whatever you did. If not, even if you got time to relax, time to breathe, and time to exhale and just sit down in a nice chair somewhere and just read a book. Or just have your thoughts with Jesus, or just have your thoughts, period. I always recommend the Jesus part first, because that's the only way we can have any peace in this world, and take a fool's advice that walked hand in hand with Lucifer. And it's something I'm proud of, and I don't recommend it, but too many people are doing it today. They don't even realize it. But anyways, getting back, and you know, I'm already close to that 54 mark. In that short time of this 6 months that we got left before we get to that time. So it'd be March, February, January, December, November, October. Okay, October. So for that short time, look what Jesus has accomplished. Look what he still accomplishes in our life if we let him. If we open that door. See, this is the season, people, that God has opened doors. This is the season that he's brought us into a new door. This is the season when he's blocking that door. He told me, I'm shutting this door behind you. Shutting the door. Whatever door he opens and closes, no man can open it or close it. And if he closes the door, no man can open it. Man or beast, I like to say, because there's a lot of beasts. You look at the very things that are happening. You go back to Diddy. Everybody, I said this a while back, and I had a lot of people come against me. Well, I've never seen it. Well, you're not looking. Because I said, you look how many times Diddy was in All Red. You look at the Red Shoe Club, as I like to call it. You look at I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Grande, whatever girl. The one that played in Wicked as the Good Witch. Think about this for quite a second. I'm just going to let it sit in for a second there. Think about it. The Good Witch. And I don't know the African American lady that played the Bad Witch, the Wicked Witch of the West. I don't know her name, because I really don't care to watch Wicked. I don't see the purpose of it. I just think it's just more bullcrap. And you look at it going, you're playing a witch. There is no good witch. Don't even put that stupid thought in your head, because there is no good witches. Ever. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. There's no good warlocks. There's no good fairies. There's no good any of that garbage. So you think about this. What did they give Dorothy? I don't even know if there's even a Dorothy character in this Wicked movie. If not, I'd like to know what in the world they did with how they even did the movie, because, stop. Rewind. If not, I'd like to know, bam, right there's how Satan gets you in to watching something, because curiosity will kill you. As they say, curiosity kills the cat. Eventually, you die. Eventually, you walk so far in the darkness, you can't escape it. It's up to you. You choose. I'm not here to tell you what to watch. I'm done with those days. I'm here to just give you fair warning. I'm here to give you this warning that I believe Christ is coming, knocking on doors right now. And I believe some people are so hard-headed, they're just skipping by because they're, pretend this is flesh. Flesh is more important. Who I'm going to go sit with tomorrow. Who I'm going to go meet tomorrow. Who am I going to go work out with. What am I going to have for this dinner. What am I going to do. Oh, I'm going to dinner tonight. What am I going to have for dinner tonight. Oh, I'm going to meet up with my friends from school. Well, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of gossiping to do. And then I'm going to go to church on Sunday. But I'm not going to repent from anything because I didn't do anything wrong. You're foolish. Foolish. Your flesh doesn't belong to you. Your phone, according to T-Mobile and all them, because you ever go to transfer your service to another thing, how many times have you had to go and have somebody unlock your phone so T-Mobile can access your phone? Or Verizon or anybody else, AT&T. How many times have you had to go have them unlock a phone? Why do they have to unlock a phone? Why can't you just take the phone and do whatever you want with it? I went to switch services at, I think it was at BJ's, and they said I had to get some kind of authorization code or something for the phone and all this. I said, I'm not doing any of that. I'm already exhausted thinking about it. I don't need your service. I don't need it. I'd rather pay the ridiculous fee that I'm paying than to sit there and be frustrated going through talking to someone that I cannot understand. The money, I'm not about wasting money, but I'm not about being frustrated trying to do it. Because I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the patience to sit there and try to explain something, or, when you try to activate something, you just go in a circle. See, God has given talents to everybody, and patience. He has taught me patience and keeps teaching me more patience, and I keep praying for more. But you look at it, people. You look at Ariana Grande, I guess, however you pronounce it, and I know I'm butchering it, but it doesn't really matter. You guys know who I'm talking about. She's on the Jimmy Fallon. She's on the show with him. I think they did Disney together or something. I'm not even for sure what they did, but it doesn't matter. You know, but you think about it. She's on stage. She's got a red dress on. She's got a red shoe sticking out of the back of her dress. Google it. You'll find it. I mean, as soon as I watched the video that got sent to me, I picked the shoe out immediately. You look at Diddy dressing in all red. You look at the Illuminati. You look at, remember back when Jim Carrey and all them went around doing the triangle and putting their tongue through there and doing the tongue licking thing. People going on there mentioning Satan, glorifying Satan. You look at Zac Brown Band, what just happened there. You look at Dolly Parton. You look at Charlie Kirk's wife wanting to have this Super Bowl party. Well, people, please explain to me what is the difference between a transgender or whatever that guy is that's going on there nasty. Either way, I wouldn't watch it, even if I don't care if he's not because of the transgender thing or whatever. I wouldn't watch it because of the filth that comes with it. I'm not going to poison my eyes and watch something stupid like that. Let alone am I going to watch her halftime special, because let's just face it, if we're coming against that, then we have to come against the pot smoking that the country stars that they're going to have on there. We got to come against the wickedness of what half of these people are representing anymore. Look at the dark red lipstick. Look at all this stuff, people. Open your eyes. It's right in front of you. Right in front of you. See, I believe wholeheartedly we are getting ready to come into a crash, like a wave coming up, crashing into this earth. Because of the things I've been seeing, I truly believe what's going to happen here is, I believe before the rapture becomes the rapture, I believe God is going to take the people that are so tired and wore out, that or isn't going to be strong enough to get through until that time comes. But I also believe Lucifer is going to rip a lot of people straight into hell. He's not going to give you an opportunity to have somebody pray over you or you confess your spirit into God's hands. It ain't going to happen. I'm telling you, you're about to see a flip upside down. Frontwards going to be backwards, backwards, frontwards. Right's going to be left, left's going to be right, wrong's going to be right, and wrong's going to be right, and right's going to be wrong. Up's going to be down, and down's going to be up. Forward's going to be backwards, backwards is going to be forward. Left's going to be right, right's going to be left. There you go. It's nothing I haven't been saying. Doesn't mean just because it hasn't happened, it's not going to happen. Because I've had people come against me on that. Well, there's plenty of stuff you said it has never come true. Well, show me what. Because, Darlene, she told me a week ago, I think it was right before Christmas, because we were talking about the Statue of Liberty, and I said, yeah, two of them. The one's going to crumble and it's just going to fall. But it's not in the water. It's not the one in the water. The one in the water is also going to fall. But I believe that's getting closer to the 3.5 years of the Antichrist being in place. Sure enough, the Statue of Liberty fell off of a building. I'm not saying I'm any better than anybody else. I'm not saying that God's going to give you vision to be able to see demons. I hope not. I hope that is one thing that you do not pray for. Because if you can see demons, you can see angels. You can see angels, you will see demons. Unless, as far as I know, I don't know of anybody that's ever not been able to see one has not been able to see the other one. You can see heaven, you can see hell. Well, wait a minute. Nobody's ever seen the kingdom of heaven. Well, I'm still waiting for people to give me Bible verses on this. Are you talking about the part where no one has seen my Father? Well, why would we have to see the Father when Jesus clearly spoke? If you have seen me, you have seen my Father. I'm an image of my Father. Some people say that I look just like my Father. I do resemble him a lot. I believe I got my handsome good looks from my father. I believe my anger and all that came from my father too. If you can inherit it, that kind of stuff. But I also believe that Jesus Christ broke all curse, all bondage. We bring the bondage back to us. See, all my life I've had to fix stuff in my family life. All my life I was that person, even with my mom. I took my mom in, and everybody. I had family members. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't do it. But then they're going to sit there and call me. I was my mom's favorite. If I was my mom's favorite, then why did she do the things she did to me? I don't want to be a favorite. I want to be a favorite of Christ, and I want to be favored by God. You could play the Russian roulette game all you want, people. And that's what Satan's doing right now. He's clever at doing it. Our fleshly desires is more important than God. It's more important than Jesus. But when you're in hurting, or you're falling, and you're in that dark place, Jesus is always the first person every sinner calls out for. And that's something. I was the opposite. But I still spoke to God. I cursed God. Called him everything but the Father. Does that exempt me? No. It just makes it to the point that I can't be held accountable for something I did. No. Why do you think sinners will not listen to the Bible? Satan will not let them listen to it. To them, you open a Bible, it's nonsense. You speak of Jesus, it's nonsense. But believe it or not, we learned about Jesus. I learned more about Jesus in a satanic house than I did going to church. Isn't that something? Think about it. It's backwards. But yet we don't learn in church about hell, about the enemy, what he's capable of doing. Something's wrong here. Something's seriously wrong here. You pastors are falling asleep. You're losing because you seek money, numbers. If God wants the people there, he'll bring them there. But you have to be ready for them. You could baptize 1,000 people, but if there's no discipleship, there's nothing. See, Jesus discipled. He had disciples. John the Baptist taught when they got baptized. He baptized them. He taught them. Look how long, even after they finally went up to the upper room to receive the Spirit. Look how long that was. It wasn't right away. Somebody asked me, how do you know I might not speak in tongues? People say if you don't speak in tongues, then you're not baptized with the Holy Spirit. That's not true. You just choose not to use it. Everybody has a spiritual language. You just choose not to use it. You have a spiritual tongue when it comes to what we consider bad words. That wasn't given to you. It wasn't given to you at the beginning of your birth. You didn't come out of there going, hey, F you. Did you? No, but you learn it. I admit I had the worst language. Times I was not the best dad example. But for the majority of the part, I would have to say at least 80% I was. Maybe not in my kids' eyes. Maybe not in the world's way. But to me, if I had to at least say, I would at least put myself about 80%. Because I cared more about them than I did my own life. I wanted them to have better than what I ever had. And that was my downfall. See, that's where Satan hook, line, and sinkered me. That's where Satan drugged me in there. But you have to look at something here. Let me switch gears for a moment. Okay? It's like a train track. When another train's coming, they got to pull the lever, switch the track, and you got to go off to this side so the other oncoming train can continue on to go in the direction you came. Well, sorry, people. My Lips are pilling. That's pretty. Yeah. My second oldest sister told me once I used to pill my lips all the time. She'd get grossed out by it. She goes, "That don't bother you." It never has bothered me. I don't know why. It doesn't hurt. I've had my lips bleed. I've had them swell up, and anyways, like anybody really needs to know all that. Sometimes too much information, I guess. But think about this. You think about timeline. When you're getting on an airplane, you know the time you have to be there. You know how you got to be at least an hour to be checked in, to go through all the checkpoints and all this stuff, and to be there at the gate. Sometimes when you get to the layover place and you're getting on another plane, you got to try to figure out where you're going. I mean, I hate going into airports. I hate going into the bus stations, trying to figure out what. It's easier in the bus stations. What bus am I getting on next? I mean, unless it's one of the big port stations, then you got to run around trying to figure out what bus you're getting on. And but the timeline. Think about Jesus' timeline. You ever want to look at God's time compared to ours? Now listen to me. Think about God's time. Because this is going to help a lot of people stop complaining about everything in their life. Why, God, is it taking so long? Why, God? I want it now. Because Satan convinces you that you deserve it now. Instead of us being grateful, some things we're never going to get because we don't need it. It's no good for us. We have to accept that. We got to thank God that He is the God that is just. We need to thank God for the things that He doesn't give us that will destroy us. How many people would want to be in Diddy's shoes? You can have all the fame, you can have all the money, but you got to be just like him. Are you going to raise your hand? I mean, we're talking millions. You can control the people like he did. Come on now. What the heck is that noise? Hey, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Did you go get something to drink? Huh? Did you go get something to drink, my little buddy? My little furry friend? I know it wasn't him. It sounded like something was crickling over there. I don't know. But think about God's time. We know everything we do in life, we go off a 24-hour clock. But when we step back for a moment and sit and think about God, you look at Jesus. 33 and a half years Jesus was on this earth. Jesus didn't start ministry work until he was 30. He spent the last 3.5 years what we call Jesus' ministry. Even though Jesus was doing things all along, but what did Jesus say along the way? You know not what you ask me. It's yet not my time. Woman, what concern of this is this to you? Talking to his mom. Okay, what is that noise? Could be a mouse. That time of year. Speaking of mice, I gotta set a trap tonight in the garage. Sick of the mice tearing up everything in there. Dog food bags, the pantry, ripping open bags. You gotta pick it up and stuff flies all over the place. All right, not even gonna go there. Think about when you sit back in that time frame of Jesus. Think about your prayer time and how much time you actually sit and devote time to Jesus and God. We give little. You will sit with your friends and listen to them talk for hours. You will sit with family. Sit with people from work. Give them all the time they need. Your children. True story. Everything I tell you is true anyways. When I first got with Darlene, I never understood why her youngest daughter would always come and interrupt her while she was working and stop her from working. Well, she still had to put the hours. Luckily, she worked at home and on the computer, but she had to listen to doctors and retype stuff, and I don't know what it was called, but anyways, but she would stop and listen to her, and I would tell them when we all finally moved in together, I'd tell them, don't come home and bother your mom. Let her finish her work and then talk to her afterwards. Sure enough, I'd come in there, come home from work, and finishing up, getting everything ready for dinner and whatever, and she's still working. And I went and talked to the youngest daughter, and talked to the other kids. Well, why do you keep doing this? Pretty much, we think about ourselves over what's really important in life. The importance to having that communication with Jesus and God. Some people say, well, I'm just going to pray to the Holy Spirit. Okay. But where does it say in the Bible that we are not to give God time? I can show you places in the Bible where it says. It's the best verse ever. Go into the most secret place. God's temple. We should, out of respect for what he gives us daily. I sat there the other day and just thought about my life today and the timeline that we all are on. We're all on a timeline, people. God knew the beginning. He molded and sculpted us in our mother's womb. The Bible says so. He knows every hair on our head. Are you willing? Okay, even if we switch tracks again here, to go back to the track that we were originally on. Let's go back onto the original track here. Even if you do it into the selfish ways of it, thinking, well, I want every reward I can get in heaven. I want everything that I can possibly earn, and I want it, and I want those. I want to be glorified in front of other people. It ain't going to happen that way anyways, but you can go ahead and think that. So let's just go on that route there for a minute and say that that's absolutely true. Yes, everything you do and you give it to God and you do it under God and you do it under Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and you give all glory to them, you will receive here on earth as it is in heaven. You shall receive it in heaven. You will get what God has given you from heaven to earth for you to enjoy. You will also have it in heaven. That's the power and the greatness of God. Whatever Satan gives you here, you ain't going to have it in hell, people. You're not taking it with you. That's where the saying comes in, you can't take it with you. But what was they really talking about? Because in heaven, you will have rewards. I want to be last in every damn line. Oh, he said it again. That guy, I'm telling you what, he does nothing but swear and spit and cause problems. Somebody needs to wake you up. Think about it. He knows your timeline. Every day, you're on a pathway. Every day, you choose. I've spoken this before, and I haven't been able to find any in forever. I mean, since I was young. Anybody remember the books Choose Your Own Adventure? and you have the storyline, and you come to a page, and it'll tell you, choose this, and you had to turn to page whatever. Choose this pathway, then you had to turn to another page. And then you would go through the story, then you kept picking your adventure. What are you going to do next? You have to turn to that page or this page. You always had an A and a B choice. This way or this way. You still have that today. You're choosing the adventure you go on. You're choosing the pathway you're walking on. You're choosing whether you're walking with Satan or you're walking with God. You're choosing it. Not God. God doesn't want anybody to perish. You keep on the pathway that leads away from him, and that gateway is wide. I mean, if you was looking at the Grand Canyon and you're standing at the Grand Canyon looking at it this way, it's not very wide. But if you look at it from this angle, that's pretty wide. Look how much gap you got there. But if you're looking at it like this, but I want you to look at that pathway as this way. That's how much gap do you give Satan. You want it all. I want whatever I want. That's why there's places where you can go rent furniture. That's why there's places where you can go lease a car. That's why there's buy here, pay here car companies. They don't give a crap if they're overcharging you for that car. They could care less. Because whatever you put down in a buy here, pay here, that's what they paid for the car. I know because I used to repo for car companies and I also worked for one. Blew my mind when I found that out. Blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. And then it made me sit there and think, well, damn, I work for you and this is what you're charging me. I didn't have to do it. Because I wanted that vehicle. I wanted something newer. Because that meant I've accomplished something in my life. Going out and be able to buy whatever I want meant that I've accomplished. The business was doing good. I can just go buy a new mower. I could do this. Well, new mower to me was a used mower. You know, I'm really not trying to offend anybody, but if you're offended, go back and look at whatever I'm saying. I'm just trying to get this to start turning. It's time to oil them gears. But you got to stop it first. You got to stop the thoughts. You got to stop the wants. You got to stop the following the wrong pathway. Because it is so wide. Satan's opened it up so wide. If you're looking at the Grand Canyon this way, you will never see the end. Unless you walk to the end. But then by the time you get there, see, and the pathway to heaven is narrow. See how narrow it gets? So if you're looking at it from God's way, the narrow end to the wide, that's how God sees it. See, God's down here. It's where the narrow is. And look how wide it gets. See, Satan looks at it from this way. And look how wide it gets. He's looking at it from my chest outwards. And it's wide. Wide open for you. Have whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care how you got to get it. I don't care who you got to sleep with. I don't care who you got to rob. I don't care who you got to steal it from. I don't care. Well, rob and steal is the same thing. I don't care what you do. Do whatever you want. Cheat your way. I don't care. Claim somebody else's children on your taxes. Cheat the system. You know, whatever. Lie about whatever you want in your life. They rip off people. They make people feel bad for you. And they give you money. Okay, well, you're going to have to answer that to God. Overcharge somebody for something, you're going to have to answer that to God. What the heck I was doing? I just opened model glue and started putting it on my finger. I don't know, people. Everything you do, and even though you know it's wrong, You're still doing it. You're taking advantage of someone. That is wrong. You understand what I'm saying? It is so wrong. Deceiving someone. Wrong. Breaking a person's spirit down. You are so wrong. Because we don't put no thought in what we're doing. Can you imagine if God didn't put thought in what he did and just did whatever he wanted to us? He would be just in doing it. Can you imagine if God only gave us what we put into life? And some people may say, well, isn't that how it works? You would think. But look what God does. He makes sure we eat every day. Even if you're walking in a sinner's life. He gives you food stamps. You got children. You can cheat the system. You can cheat the system all you want. Because man has set it up for that. Man has set it up for failure. We allowed all the illegal immigrants to come over here. I mean, has anybody ever really thought about how fast they came over here and how fast they disappeared? Anybody ever think about this? I mean, do you not find it amazing? But yet, we can't find children that come up missing. State of Florida, I guess, from what I remember, I think it was like 42 or 30 some children that were found. Where did they come from? We see the missing Amber Alerts. Used to come on your phones. Not so much anymore. I don't even get one now. I just happen to see it on the billboards when I'm driving. I look at all the kids at Walmart, are the people that are coming up missing, and I can't help but to pray, even though I know they're not alive. Some of them, I just know, like that girl that came up missing, and the mom put a wig on herself and rented the car and all this happy-go-lucky stuff. I said it. I said that woman shot that baby. Sure enough, Darlene told me she was shot. Why? Why? Because you don't want to take care of your child no more? There's so many people would have did it. There's other options. Stop listening to the demons whispering. The baby didn't have a chance. I don't get it. It's like being a grandfather, but I'm not. It's like, because you can't justify explaining to someone why you're now doing something different of the things that you falsely accuse somebody of, but now it's okay to be in that person's life because you care too much about what Satan thinks. You care too much about what Satan thinks when you have your thoughts. If you was in that time with Jesus, in that time with the Father, you wouldn't have those thoughts. You wouldn't care about those thoughts. You wouldn't put yourself on a pedestal of I've never done nothing wrong. See how when you can accuse somebody, you can be mad at somebody. Well, you did this to me. Okay. It's time to go look in the mirror, Einsteins. You've never broken the rules. You never stole nothing. You never talked bad to someone, ripped them down. Well, that's murder. You never falsely accused somebody of something. That's lying and bringing false judgment that somebody else now is going to see that person in that light. You could destroy somebody. Social media is big at it. It's up to you. Do you really want the rewards in heaven? Is that, are you just going to church to get a reward? Are you just donating money to people to get a reward? Are you just trying to be friendly so you can get a reward? Are you volunteering your time so you can get a reward? If that's the only reason why you're doing it, I feel sorry for you. I truly do. I've had a lot of people come against me when I had the toy room down here. A lot of people. I don't expect anybody to understand why I do what I do or what makes me happy. I don't expect people to understand why I could sit down here for days and just build models. I do think about all the money sometimes that I've given out. And I'm just saying me. I'm just my thoughts because I don't know Darlene's thoughts on this stuff. The woman makes me a better person in a lot of different situations. You have to be willing to look at yourself. But me building these models gives me an opportunity to do something that I've always loved. It's tearing an engine apart, rebuilding an engine, putting it back in a car, or building it redoing the engine while I was in the car. And when you first start that thing back up, you've accomplished something to somebody else was junk. Dead. It's no good. It's broken. Nothing's ever broken. Nothing ever is broken. You may rust out a floor panel, but you can replace it with a new panel. You can get factory ones. You may have a rusty fender, but you can take it off, sand it, fill it in, do the Bondo work, whatever. Sand it down, spray it, primer it, spray it, put it back on. Nothing is broken unless you let it become broken. Start looking at yourself in your own timeline. What if there's no tomorrow? What if there's no the rest of this day? There's too many what ifs. So many people claim I'm ready. No, you're not. No, you're not. You can say it, but then if you ask somebody to really examine you, and truly examine you, don't get mad at them, whatever they tell you. Maybe you should seek the right person to examine you today. His name is Jesus Christ. I'll do a part 2 on this, but I'm getting hungry, and I really want to go get something to eat. So God bless you guys. And I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. And I hope that you were safe. And I hope that whether you exchange gifts or you don't, or you buy for your husband or your husband buys for you, or whatever your situation may be, if there was gifts involved, I hope you was giving something very nice that it just made you feel however you felt. I want to give you the gift of Jesus. If I personally knew you and you were coming over, I would have probably went out and got you a cheeseburger from McDonald's. God bless you guys. Love you. Till the next one.